Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. The pricing and purchase question email line from you to me and my hand-picked crew with your questions about buying this or any watch you see here on Watchbox Reviews. tmosso at thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the 2018 42mm white gold 60-piece limited edition H. Moser Cie Endeavour Flying Hours, an exclusive complication launched for 2018. The Flying Hours takes the traditional wandering hours clock and the wristwatch star wheel form and evolves it so that it tells time in a unique and engaging fashion. First, the basics. 42 millimeters in diameter, the watch is slimmer than I expected at 12.5 millimeters thick, 48.2 millimeters from lug to lug, and then 20 millimeters between the lugs. All in white gold. It's a substantial timepiece. We're going to throw it on my wrist here real quick, and you can see on a 16 centimeter circumference wrist, no issues with the edges of the wrist. Let me pull my sleeve back and show this watch to better effect, but you can see how the shape of the lugs really helps the watch to wrap down and around. So though 42 millimeters is large for a dress watch, it does hug and cradle the wrist quite well. A comfortable timepiece. And you can see that it sits low with a concave bezel profile that allows any sleeve to ramp up over the side. Now, taking a quick look at some of the accessories, you can see they are at a high grade. There's a nubuck style brown gradient alligator leather strap. You can see it does feature several different shades. Large rectangular scale gaiter. You can see a sheer-sided construction showing the layers. And then on the underside, we have a natural vulcanized rubber inlay to separate the leather from the wrist's oils, heat, sweat, and grit for long life and comfort. You'll also note that there is a lovely Moser white gold pin buckle to match. As you can see, satin finish as well as polished beveling, handsome, with a small detent, or I should say recess, inside the buckle for the pin itself. Attention to detail. Now, taking a quick look at the case flank, I've often described the Endeavour case as a piece of molten metal drawn out and then flash frozen. It has forms that seem exclusive to liquids, fluids, things that are not solid, and you can see that with the mirror polished concave recesses of the lugs combined with the lovely bezel that swells from a relatively narrow band on its flank to a broad expanse at the tips at 6 and 12. You can also see that the case is a combination of vertical satin finish and high polish, which works well. The crown, Moser branded, sits on top of a small kerf or recess that makes it easier to dig your fingernail in for pulling the crown and setting the time. Now, the dial is one of Moser's distinctive Fume, or gradient fades. It is a sort of cobalt metallic blue at the center, fading to black at its outer edge. The minute track sits atop. You can see there is a sapphire disc on top of a carousel that rotates and demonstrates the time. Now, the watch is designed to preload the next hour as the time advances. So when you're reading the watch, you read the lower number among the hours. If 2 are visible, you read the lower. So for example, right now, you can see 50 is adjacent to 2, so it is 250. And now at the turnover, it is 320, it is 330, it is 340, and now it is 410. So you follow the carousel to tell the time. The watch has a lovely inverse conical crown that's wider as it moves away from the case, with a lovely irregular knurling that makes it a pleasure to grip. Turn the watch over and you have the HMC 806 movement. It's based on the HMC 200. It features a bidirectional magic lever style winding system. Let's see how close we can get without corrupting this thing. And you can see that it uses a bidirectional winding system based on magic lever, highly efficient, rose gold triple finished rotor. You can see there's a combination of satin finish and polish and media blasting. You'll also appreciate that the watch features an interesting double crested Cote de Genève rather than single crested. There are 2 individual wave widths which are distinctive of Moser. Engine turned perlage on the base plate. You can see there's satin finish across the full balance bridge. The watch is both free sprung and equipped with a full balance bridge for shock resistance. It beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and it has an automatic winding 3-day power reserve. The 60-piece limited edition is water resistant down to 30 meters, so it is not an aquatic timepiece, but in every other regard, a very, very special and versatile watch that can be worn as a sporty watch or dress watch. You'll note all screw heads as well as the click and the click screw are black polished, beautifully executed on both sides. Moser is a fully integrated manufacturer, making everything, including the balance, the hairspring, and the escapement itself, through its precision engineering concern. And Moser of Schaffhausen, creators of this watch, build only about 1,500 watches per year, so one of the scarcest of independent brand watches in any given year, regardless of model. With only 60 of these available, launched in 2018 with the blue dial, this is indeed a rarity. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.